Yeah, that was the question. What's an exponential function? So 9-39 says write the equation of an exponential function that goes through these 2 points. So if it was a linear function, we'd just bust out our y equals mx plus b, and then we'd start plugging some points in, and we'd find out m, and we'd find out b, and everything would be good. But does anybody know the equation for an exponential?
I'm going
you
to
can look it up, can't you?
Book.
It's going to be y equals
0.
Well, I just want like the y equals mx plus b, or I want the form.
I'll tell you.
Mine is equal to ab to the power of x.
Yeah, and Logan's busy verifying that for me. So a is the starting value.
It's not in here.
Okay, well I happen to have it memorized. A is the starting value, like, you know, kind of like on y equals mx plus b, how b is the starting value, and then you go up and over by the slope. That's kind of what this is, but a is the starting value, and b is the multiplier. Or in other words, b is what it's increasing by, like if it's getting doubled, or if it's getting tripled, or something like. If it was getting doubled, b would be 2. And if it started out at, there was like 8 rabbits, and they were multiplying, they were doubling, then this would be a 8, and this would be a 2, and that's the number you plug in for how many, I don't know, years or months or whatever. So we can just use these. So if you know, you can look that up, you can Google it, you can look all over your book, maybe they have it. We think that you got some of this in your Algebra 1 class, but maybe forgot. So let's plug in some numbers. So I would plug in this one because it has the 0 in it, and that's going to actually make things go nicely for us. So if this is x and this is y, plug in the 32 for y equals a times b to the x is 0, right? Well, we know, what's b to the 0 equal? 1. So that actually solved for a, didn't it?
Yep.
So now we know what a is. What's a? It's 32. So now we can say y equals 32 times b to the x. So 32 is kind of like the starting value. And then I have to find out what b is. But I can totally find out b because I'll just use this one now. So if there's one with a 0 in it, you want to use it first to find out, you know, because you have to find out 2 things. You have to find out a, and then you have to find out b. So use the one with the 0 in it to find a, and then use the other one to find b. So just plug in, this is an x and a y. So if y is 4, then b to the third, well, do we know how to solve that? Sort of.
Yeah.
Divide by 32.
No, oh yeah.
So, well, I mean, this is one way to solve it. There's other ways to solve it, but you could do it like this. So what cubed makes 1/8? You can do it.
1/8 plus.
In other words, what times itself 3 times makes 1/8?
Isn't it 2?
1/2 times 1/2 times that 1/2 should make 1/8.
Yeah.
So in other words, the cubed root of 1/8, I cubed root both sides to get the 3 to go away. The cubed root of 1/8 is 1/3. Or sorry, 1/2. 1/2.
Y equals 30.
That's b. Now I'm not all the way done. It asked me for the equation. So now I got my b, and I got my a. So now I can just
Y
write
equals 32 times 1.5 times x. I mean, to the root of x.
Yeah, and you have to restrain yourself from wanting to take 32 times 1/2, because you certainly are not allowed to do that, because you got to do exponents before you do any multiplying. So, and you can't do the exponent because it's x. So you have to leave that 1/2 there. Don't try to say, oh, 1/2 of 32 is 16, and now I got 16 to the x, because that's wrong. You got to just leave it there how it is. That's done. It's perfect. And that was 9-39, right?
Done recording. We're done.
I know, but I want to check it and make sure that they wrote it the same way. But my book doesn't have such thing as 9-39. There's no such thing in my answer book.